There have probably been more people hurt by good intentions than we would think. Would we rather help people or hurt people? Most of us would say we would rather help people, but is that really what we do? How do we know if we actually help someone or if we hurt them? It's easy for us to see this in the little things we do, like opening a door for someone or letting someone into traffic. But what about when it's not easy to see? Like when we think someone needs to change something about themselves or something about their situation. We need to understand that just because we have good intentions to help someone doesn't mean we will actually be helpful. In fact, there have probably been more people hurt by good intentions than we would think. For us to understand this, we'll need to be able to see that our good intentions are often based on what we think would be helpful for someone, and not necessarily what they think would be helpful for them. We might see something going on in someone else's life, either something they're doing or a situation they are exposed to, and we decide it's not what is best for them. When we make a decision like this for someone else, it's usually based from our own individual bias. This bias might include things like the family values and beliefs we grew up with, the cultural values and belief that we're exposed to, and the religious values and belief that we have. And when these biases are the driving force behind our good intentions, it's easy for this to be self-serving in thinking we know what is best for someone else. And what makes this self-serving is deciding whether or not someone else needs help based on how what they're doing fits into our own bias. Our bias has a tendency to only have us interested in hearing one side of the story, our side. So we're not open to listening to another side of the story and truly trying to understand what they may be going through. Our bias has us so firmly entrenched in our mindset that we just know we are right. But before we decide that we are right and we don't need to try and understand what someone else is going through, we need to remember this fact. There have been many people who have been hurt, even to the point of taking their own lives, due in part to the pressure they have felt from someone with good intentions thinking they were helping. And in many of these situations, when the person who had good intentions realized the hurt and pain they had caused, they then made it a point to try and understand what that person was going through. Some of these people then became advocates to help people understand a different point of view so that other people didn't have to experience the same pain that they did. So before we think our way is the right way, and we don't need to understand what someone else is going through, and we put our good intentions into actions, let's take a step back and see that to truly help someone requires more than good intentions. It requires us to join the journey with them and to open our mind and to understand what they are going through. And to truly understand, it's going to require us to take our time and really get to know them and not discount what they think or how they feel simply because we think we know better. If we're willing to do this, then we will truly be able to help, not with our good intentions based from our own bias, but in a cooperative effort with an understanding of what really would be helpful to that person. This will go a long way to help reduce the pain and division we see in the world caused by good intentions, and it will continue to help us create a world of love without labels.